BeastNet is brought to you by James Safety Services in partnership with OCR Buddy and OCR Strong. Here we discuss all things OCR and fitness related. Welcome to BeastNet.
I don't know if we talked about this last time. I got a new job where I literally work at home.
Yes, I
This is
heard that.
This is my workplace.
That's amazing. Have you at least gotten up from your desk, walked around, grabbed something to eat before coming back and doing this?
Yes, I did. Actually, that's why I was a couple minutes late. I went and ate Amber made jambalaya for dinner. So I went and ate dinner
Oh,
and
amazing.
all that. So, and I try and get up
Amazing.
every couple hours and go do something like I do
Okay.
for my lunch breaks since I don't have to go anywhere.
Right.
I'll go and jump on my VR and do like at least a half an hour VR workout. So boxing or hit workout or something, get a good sweat going, and then kind of towel off or whatever and grab, like today I grabbed a cantaloupe and cottage cheese, put the cottage cheese in the cantaloupe like it was a bowl and walked back into my office and went back to work.
Awesome. I love that.
So it's been nice because it gives me that chance. I don't have to commute.
Yeah.
So I get up in the morning and my commute is, the 100 feet from my bedroom door to my office door and go to work. So I don't have to, I give that extra time. It's like, oh, I can jump on the bike. I can, go take a quick 2 hour lunch,
Mm-hmm.
drive to the gym, take a swim, come back. Yesterday I did a 5K ruck just because I could. So
So
yeah,
amazing.
yeah, it gives me that extra time to be able to do stuff, especially like, and I'm trying to be somewhat easy about what I'm doing this week, get a little bit
Yeah.
done, keep moving, blood flowing, but nothing that's gonna make issues for this weekend. So,
Okay. How are you feeling about this weekend?
uh, I'm feeling okay. I'm nervous because the swim still bothers me. It always will. I mean, I'm always worried about the swim. I know the swim for me is, you know, could make or break it because if I have a problem in the swim, it can make it worse for the rest of it because my breathing goes out of whack. I start having issues there. I got to make sure I get it under control. And I mean, it's not my strongest point.
Right.
You get an hour and 10 minutes to do it, and I did it in an hour and six last time. So I
Okay.
had 4 minutes to spare. So it's like I feel great about the bike. I mean, I've been doing a lot on the bike. I just had the bike, brand new cassette, brand new chain put on it last week. Took it out for a couple test rides. Feels great. Been doing a bunch of, rides on the trainer, then riding it outside, all that stuff. The run I feel okay about. I feel like I could be faster, but I mean, I did the half marathon in Vegas in 3 hours. So I was hoping to
Okay.
be quicker than that, but well, if I can get the bike, then I shouldn't have to worry about the run. I just have to do really
Okay.
good on the bike.
Yeah.
And that's my strategy. Basically, survive the swim, kill the bike, and then just do the run. So,
Okay.
and the other interesting part is I don't know if you know on Ironmans, you can't wear headphones
Right.
of any type. Nothing.
Right.
No bone conduction, no nothing. And then the half marathon, it helped me because I have a app called Intervals
Yep.
that just kind of gives me that, like, hey, run, at a higher pace for 2 minutes. Now jog a little bit for 2 minutes. Now run at a higher pace for 2 minutes, and it kept that, so I wasn't taking too long of breaks and kind of kept that momentum going. And it's going to be difficult to keep that in my brain, but I've been what I used to do was found landmarks. And since it's 3 loops, I can find landmarks, run to this landmark, now jog a little bit, you know, uh,
Mhm.
try and keep the heart rate up, but not too far. So it'll be interesting.
Okay. Yeah. I believe
Yeah,
in you. I think you're going to completely crush it.
I'm hoping. I want
Yeah.
to.
Uh,
Because my goal now that I do want to do a full at some point.
Good. You're going to get there. Um, have you been doing any visualization this week?
What do you mean?
Have you been visualizing your race?
Yes, like run through my brain. Yeah, yeah.
Good.
I've been going through it. And what's nice too is because I did it last year. so I know. I know what the route is. I know
Yep.
kind of what it is. The swim, like I said, that worries me, but I've just been trying to keep in my brain. My biggest thing to remember is I do I don't know. I've heard it called the runner swim. Basically, you don't pause. There's a pause in a swim. If you watch people who like do it, they pause as they put their arm out, and I don't pause, and that
Mm-hmm.
actually slows you down. So you actually go faster if you pause. So to keep that in my brain of not, because also too by going faster, you tire yourself out quicker and your breathing goes faster. So if I can get that pause and just get that nice rhythm going, which I know I can, I just got to get in that mindset. So it's visually I've
Mm-hmm.
been going through just trying to get that in my brain,
Yep.
get that, that nice pace
Okay.
so I can
So,
finish this swim.
have you gone through your list of potential derailers?
Yes, I've gone through things I worry about in the water is breathing. Like I said, my breathing is my biggest thing. And of course, I mean, you can't really take an inhaler with you on the swimming. It just
Yeah.
doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
So, but I do know what's worked in the past. If I do start to have problems, is swim over to a kayak. And if I need to, it makes a lot more sense and it helps more to try rather than try and suffer through it to go over to the kayak, stop for 30 seconds or whatever you need, get the breathing back under control, then go because if you
Good.
keep trying to push through it and that because I've done that and it just makes it worse. So it's go over the kayak, don't feel bad about going to the kayak and just taking a breath for a minute, because that's what they're there for.
Yeah.
And you're allowed to do it as long as you don't move forward on it.
Good.
So that's I've got that in my brain if I start having issues in the water. Um, on the bike, I've made sure that I have everything I need if I blow a tire. I can fix it right there on the side of the road in like 10 minutes. I've got a little CO2 container thing that'll fill up the tire like almost instantly, and I've got two tubes in there. I got the smaller, lighter tube, or not smaller, but lighter tubes that roll up smaller, so I'm not carrying as much. I'm trying to carry as little as possible. The other big one was um, debating on the. I know on the bike, I will definitely have at least one water bottle, if not two. Um, on the run, I was debating on whether I want to take a hydration or not. Um, doing it last year, they have every, I think it's like 3 miles. There's a hydration station. So I've been debating. Last year I did it without, and I seem to be okay. And this year, I mean, if weather holds the way it's supposed to, it's actually supposed to be colder this year, with
Oh,
less
good.
sun. So I think I'll be
Okay.
okay without carrying water because that's my biggest thing is I think the first couple times when I did Ironman in Washington, I took too much with me because I was so paranoid about if I blew a
Mm-hmm.
tire or if this happened, well, how do I fix it? I mean, I think I had a whole I had a hydration pack filled with crap in case I needed it.
Yeah.
And now I pretty much it's a bag like that big and
Oh,
everything
good.
is like it's behind my seat and it's like a
Yeah.
2 foot by or 2 inch by 3 inch bag and then one right in front on the rail that's about the same size that has my snacks in it. And I'll have snacks so I can reach down, grab the snacks. I'll already have the bag open, everything open in there, so I can just grab the snacks right out of there and eat them. So, and I figured out the snacks I'm going to do. Um, uh, I've got a couple different things. So waffles, some protein bars, the ones that I make that has like peanut butter and stuff like that. So they got the sugar and the quick energy I'm gonna need. So yeah, so I've got some
Awesome. Okay.
multiple pairs of socks in the bag.
And
So
what are you doing for electrolytes?
electrolytes, I've got the Noon Endurance will be in the bike on the bike in both water bottles,
Okay.
um, and I've also got I'll have a bottle of like a 12-ounce bottle of pickle juice in case I need it.
Okay. And you don't think you'll need electrolytes on the run?
The hydration stations that they have them. It's mortal hydration, which I've used in the past and did not bother me.
It
So
didn't bother you.
no, I've used
Okay.
it a couple times in the past. That was one of the things when I saw what type it was, I tested it and used it on a couple runs, and it did not give me any issues. So that's why I was
Okay.
thinking about not taking it with me because they have it there, and I'm like, I can use their electrolytes. So
Okay. And how does the course compare to what you've been training on?
Pretty much the same. Actually, probably less hills. Uh,
Okay.
a lot um flatter. What I've been training on like here too is right by my house. It's really windy. It's like a wind corridor that runs right through where I've been training, which is good because everything I'm reading says there's a chance of high winds this weekend. So that which will be an issue because you're right on the water. So,
Okay.
but so I should be good there. And then for the run, it's a little hillier than I have been, but I mean not much. I mean it's still Texas. There's not.
Right.
Yeah, I think the bike ride has 150 feet elevation gain in
Oh,
56 miles,
uh,
and that's only because you go
okay.
over a bridge twice.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
So your race plan is set.
yeah.
You're good. You know it.
Hmm.
Awesome. Where's your headspace at?
Nervous. Like I said, nervous. I never feel like I've trained enough. I feel like I could have done more. I should have done more. Things have gotten in my way this time in my training, but I feel stronger than I did last year. I
Hmm.
feel, I feel better than I did last year. I don't know if I feel faster though, but I do feel stronger. So I think, with the bike, I'll be a lot better. The run, I'm still worried about, but I mean, if I can do well enough on the bike, that'll make up for what issues I have on the run, if that
Okay.
makes sense.
I mean, it sounds like your pre-race planning is a lot better than last year. Last year, you finished it. You
Yeah.
overcame that battle. You're feeling stronger. So you're going to crush it.
Open.
We
I am.
all we all go into every race saying, I don't know if I'm trained well enough for this. I mean, I said that going into World's Toughest Mudder and completely destroyed
And
it.
you crush that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it was, we play in our head like, oh, I could have done this and this and this and this. But instead of thinking, oh, I could have, should have, would have done, think, I finished this last year. I have destroyed this course already. There are no mental barriers there anymore. You've been swimming, biking, running, you've been doing the preparation. You're stronger. You're more prepared. We've gone over your nutrition. You've figured out how to not bonk. And that was
Yeah.
probably the biggest factor last year is that you just didn't have your race fueling down.
No, not at all.
You've trained that now and you have your plan. You've identified everything that could trip you up on the course and you know exactly how you're going to overcome them.
Yeah.
You're going to do this. It
It's
all
gonna be.
starts in the head.
I know, but still,
I know.
it's been especially being the fact that I've DNF'd it twice. Before this, and last year I finally finished it. But I mean, both times it was the bike that got me. Amazingly, it was the bike that was my issue.
Right.
But I feel like I'm stronger on the bike now than I have been in the past by a long shot. So I feel like the bike is going to be a much better, better experience this time. So that's
You're not
like I said,
coming off of two DNFs. You're coming off of your
finishing.
first finish.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're not looking back on those DNFs anymore. You have processed them. You went over what went wrong when it went wrong. You learned from it and you've identified ways to deal with it if that arises so it doesn't
Hmm.
trip you up anymore.
Yeah.
DNF isn't even in your vocabulary anymore.
No. No. This is going to go amazing. So
It's going to go so amazing. And I'm so
it is.
excited to track you over the
Yeah.
weekend.
And I'll make sure I post that so people can see they
Yes,
can track if they
please.
want to. It's gonna be interesting. Like I said, I think it'll be a lot better than it was before. So, and the nice part too is, this time, like last year, because we just had the puppies, we didn't want to leave the puppies at home alone all day. So
Yep,
Amber dropped me off and then came back to the house. So I didn't have anyone there. So, and this year, because
right.
my son's here now, he's gonna stay here with the dogs. so she can
Good.
come hang out with me the whole time. So she was at least there when I was doing the run. So, which is really the only
I
time I would have seen her. But
I'd say bring the dogs, but then again, I live in Massachusetts and not Texas, so I don't know how dogs would do on that
there'll
long
be
of a
dogs all
race.
over.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there'll be dogs everywhere. I mean, they'd probably be okay, but as long as they had a chance to go back to the car and take naps occasionally. But
Yeah,
yeah, it's
exactly.
my goal is under 8 hours. So
You're gonna do it.
yeah, it's gonna be a day.
It is. But a great
I don't know.
day.
It is, and I've been being very good about like paying attention to what I'm eating like this week too. So
Good.
I'm making sure like I had split pea soup Monday because I'm like I don't want to have it later in the week because all the fiber in split pea soup makes things run better. So I don't want that on race day.
Yeah. No.
And don't need the pipes running good. So just making sure I'm eating good, and then Saturday we'll make sure get a good meal Saturday night so that I'm nice and fueled for the morning and just go for it.
Send it.
It's gonna be good. I've got the bag started, packing all the gear, the wetsuit, everything I'm gonna need. So
Perfect.
it's gonna be a good day.
You've got this.
I know. I think I do. And then what's nice too is like I was saying with this new job, I can train even more. I can
Yeah.
train because I don't have those drives. I'm home all the time. I can do train even
Yeah.
go out and lunch and like go run a 5K for fun, for whatever, you know.
You just seem so much more relaxed and like in a better place,
Yeah,
just sitting there. Like
I
going
do.
into this race, you aren't very tightly wound up in anxiety. You're like, I've got this. I know what I'm going
Mhm.
to do. Let's just go do it. And
Yeah,
that is the best place to be in.
it is. It is. It feels amazing. I mean, that's the one thing, the only thing is I'm like debating right now is socks. And I know that sounds like the stupidest thing, but that's in my brain. Because the problem I ran into, the last year or so, really like my Injinjis and they've made it very nice so that I'm not getting blisters. They work great,
Yeah.
but they're really tough to put on when your feet are wet.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm like coming out of the water. I'm like, I don't think I could wear the Injinjis, but I think I could swap in between the bike and the run, but then I
Yeah.
worry too, that's a lot of time in transition. I mean, it gets to be that in your brain but now we're talking like a minute or two where I'm like, yeah, minute or
Yeah.
two, not too bad. So where I
Yeah.
shouldn't be so stressed on time this time.
Right.
Because last year I finished, but I was like the last one to finish. I'm like, I believe I'm the last one
DFL.
led. Yeah. Dead,
DFL. I love
dead,
it.
dead last. But I did it. I mean, it was one of those
You
because
did it.
it was funny too because I can remember last year it was like probably a quarter mile or so from the finish, and someone basically told me they're about to close the thing. You need to go,
Yeah.
and I think I pretty much like sprinted the last half mile just to make sure. But
Remember, the distance is still the same whether you're first, middle, or last.
yeah, yep. So I finished it once. I'm gonna get it again. It's gonna be good. Like I said,
Yeah.
Saturday we'll have to go down, drop the bike off. Like I said, I just spent $200 getting it all tuned up and ready to go.
Yep.
It amazes me to think of that though. Like when I was a kid, $200 was a nice bike. Now that's just a tune-up.
Yeah. I know. Oh, I know.
Yeah, but it's a great bike, and I mean it felt so good after getting it all tuned up and ready to go. So
Perfect.
it'll be good. It'll be
Yeah.
awesome.
That, I'm so looking forward to this for you.
And then I can look at the rest of the stuff. I haven't decided. I was thinking of if I go for the full. I don't think it's going to be this year. I think it's going to be next
Yeah, I'd say give yourself a solid year to train.
because I want to get a good solid year. I think I want to go for either Florida or Arizona, and both of
Okay.
those are later in the year.
Okay.
So that would give me a good like almost year and a half to really
Yeah.
train. So and then I can do, the other races I do this year and just keep training. And like I said, with this new job and not having to go anywhere,
Yeah.
I can go run, I can bike, I can do everything every day and just,
Yeah.
work on the nutrition, My wife has actually gone back on Weight Watchers, so it's in a way it's
Oh,
kind of
good.
nice because it means there's no crap around the house.
Yeah, good for her.
No crap food around the house. I'm kind of doing it with her, but it's a little different for me
Yeah,
because on
definitely.
Weight Watchers, the way they do it now, they like for the exercise you do, you get bonus points
Oh, okay.
if you do exercise. And right now, I think I've got like 115 bonus points for the week. And I'm like, I'm not, if I use all those, that's going to be bad.
Yeah, I wouldn't bother.
I'm doing it with her to whatever, but I mean, mainly for me, it's like for lunch. My entire lunch was 0 points and I had a lot of food
Amazing.
because it was cantaloupe. And then, like I said, the cantaloupe with cottage cheese in it. And then I had a
Mm-hmm.
bowl of pineapple like a couple hours after that. So,
Okay.
well,
Yeah,
just trying to eat right again. I mean, I know how to do it. I just need to
yep,
do it and keep working. And
yeah.
um, and I've been got the Garmin scale, so it keeps track of like kind of everything.
Perfect.
So, and I've been watching it go down as I use it. So, yeah,
Always the best feeling.
it is. And it's just feeling better too. Like I went rucking this last weekend with some people and I got a ruck belt, like the waist belt to hold it on better. And when I
Mm-hmm.
first got it, I could barely get it around my fat belly. And
Yeah,
now I had to like tighten it up because it's too it was out too far. So it's things are changing. I feel like my chest and shoulders are getting bigger and my stomach's getting smaller. So that's good. So yeah.
good.
Yeah. So this weekend should be good.
Oh, I'm so excited for you.
It's gonna be good. So how have
Yeah.
you been?
I've been phenomenal.
It's awesome.
Like March was insane. Like insane, insane. Um, Obviously, like we've talked about it, I moved studios
Hmm.
and the owner of the studio gave me a free month for clients. So I didn't have to pay rent for the month. So I
Oh,
tried to fit as many clients as I could in that amount of time.
yeah.
Um, but then on top of it, Dropkick Murphys month. Did all the Dropkick Murphys shows. And like, they're such great guys. They always make us feel very appreciated. And we keep telling them, like, they don't have to. They go out of our way to like bring us inside early, or, they acknowledge us like on stage. Like, they'll call us out by name or, whatever else. They'll give us like, I got, they gave me like all access pass on St. Patty's Day. And like they came in and had their photographer come into VIP, and like Ken took a picture with like our entire crew because he really wanted to like commemorate all of us. And like one of the guys in the group, his mom just is going through some stuff, and like Ken called him personally to like check in and make sure that like his mom's okay. Um, like they are such phenomenal guys. And like we don't do it because of like we want free things. We do it because like we legitimately love the band.
Hmm.
And yeah, they always reciprocate that. And it feels really good. So that was great.
That's
Um,
awesome.
yeah. And like,
Especially when it's a great band.
right?
Yeah.
Amazing. Um, USAOCR stuff is like still insane. I am like, I am almost drowning in work for USAOCR to the point where like I can't actively engage in a lot of like the chats because I'm like, I'm writing the certification, I'm trying to find the head coach, I'm trying to do technical official stuff. And it's like, finally, we just finished interviewing head coach applicants. So we're going to be making a decision there. So like that's going to be off my plate. I told everybody this week like I need us to be done with the certification on Wednesday. So get in, finish everything you need to, look over the materials that's already in there, leave comments, leave notes, like let's communicate through the work that's been done because I need that meeting weekly to be over because it's
Yeah.
just been taking up way too much time. Then I need to figure out more technical official stuff, but like I'm gonna go out to Fit Challenge on Saturday, and Molly and I, Molly Crowley, who was one of the coaches last year, she and I are going to be leading the technical official stuff for Fit Challenge. So she's going to be getting experience there. I'll get some more experience, and hopefully that's going to then boost Fit Challenge more in the coming years to see like they're working in conjunction
Mhm.
with USAOCR to bring the top level of officiating. So that's going to elevate the sport. So like I can see a break coming with USAOCR, and that's great. So like I'm going to be able to breathe soon. Unfortunately, all of my tax stuff has been put on the back burner, and like I need to finish that for obvious reasons. But um
That's coming up.
yeah, March, I was also going through a breakup and that got really ugly. Um it happened at the beginning of the month. He didn't acknowledge it until the end of the month. So you could imagine. Yeah, you can imagine my mental health throughout all of that. But I'm now like in a really great place. Um and Midnight did her first canine cross race.
I saw that.
Oh
How
my
was it?
gosh. She had so much fun. Like it was phenomenal. We showed up there early um because I mean she is a menace. I will be the first to admit it. Like she is a great dog. She is the smartest dog I know. She will laugh in your face as she is destroying things and getting into everything, not listening. She looks at you like, yeah, I know what I'm doing. I don't care. I'm not going to listen to you. I want to do this. So we got there early and I asked them if it's okay if we went on the course to get a run in because, like, I am finally feeling motivated for my race season. So I'm thinking, like, okay, I'm running Jersey at the end of the month. I'm doing World's Toughest Mudder. I'm doing Killington. Like, I'm finally good to go. So my training was supposed to be an hour 45 that day. So I'm like, it's a 5K canine cross race. That's not going to take me an hour and 45 minutes. So we went out
Yeah.
and we did a lap of the course in reverse for the first go around. Shot a little bit of fun content because why not? This is awesome and we need to
Yeah. Why
document
not?
it. She got some practice on obstacles, loved it. And then we came back after a loop of the course and we took off for the race. Um, we finished fifth female overall because they base it based on the runner's gender. So I was fifth female overall. And I will say this does go to show just how little I race 5Ks. Um, it was my fastest 5K race to date after I had already ran a 5K. And it was on trail with hills and a dog that was spinning me around and trying to play with other dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And then we went out for another like 2 miles. We got like 8.5 miles. It was the longest she had ever ran. It was like a rainy day. So as soon as we got done with the race, I threw her in the truck and then somebody had come out with me and ran with us. And we were like sitting in their car talking. And Midnight was just like sound asleep in the back of the truck. And she stayed asleep all the way back to Boston, which was over an hour, to the point where I had to like continue to look back and like just say her name to make sure that she opened her eyes because she was so still.
Wow.
She loved it so much. And yeah, she tried to play with other dogs. All the other dogs tried to play with the other dogs. But she stayed really focused and she ran really well. She had such a smile on her face.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so she's gone on every run with me in the last week now. Um, on Tuesday, we got like 7 tempo miles. There was a section in that run where she did decide to like nosedive into the ground and roll onto her back while I was running at, 8 something pace. And I feel it suddenly get really heavy. And I turn around and she's just on her back like this. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to drag you. Like midnight, let's get up. We got to keep going. And it was only like halfway through the run. But I think she was
Jeez.
like, Mom, I see all these other dogs and I want to meet these other dogs. And if you're not going to let me meet these other dogs, I'm going to make it really hard for you to run. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. And then
Like I
today,
said, she's a smart one.
yeah, today we did speed work. And now she is once again dead to the world. She is
That's awesome.
loving everything about the racer life.
See, I wish I could get that because I've been so unlucky with dogs when it comes to that. Because the dog that I used to have, he just hated everybody. He was grumpy. So I couldn't take him running because he tried to eat anybody that came within 10 feet of me. The two dogs that we have now, one of them had to have hip surgery when she was a puppy.
Oh
So
no.
she's never gonna be a runner. And the other one, they actually think she's already got like she's a year old and they think she's already got arthritis in her hips. So
Oh,
it's like,
poor
well,
girl.
it's like so they're gonna be house puppies. They're not gonna be running puppies. So, but
Oh,
which they love
yeah,
it to have fun. But I mean, it's just one of those. I know they would try, but I
yeah,
know it would hurt them. And I'm like, okay, we can play and do whatever, but you're just never gonna be a long distance
yeah.
runner with me, which that's fine.
You know, a big part of dog ownership is knowing your dog. Don't
Hmm.
try to force your dog into things that they don't want to do or that they can't do. So,
Yeah,
Midnight is definitely an adventure dog. She wants all of the adventure. And if she doesn't get it, she's going to let you know that she didn't get it and you're going to
yeah.
pay.
You're gonna pay because you gotta go get her some adventure,
Yeah,
which is
I
good.
think
It helps you be active.
I think she is not allowed at my parents' house anymore after the month of March where she destroyed a good amount of a lot of things. And
Nice.
as they keep saying, I can't get her to stop chewing on our sunglasses or our headphones. She won't stop digging holes in the yard. She broke the lattice under our deck. I said, okay, have you taken her on a hike at all? No, we can't wake up at 4 a.m. to take her on a hike. We have other dogs and we can't go out for that long. I'm like, well, you live around the corner from trails. All she needs is like a short hike to go and sniff something. She doesn't always
Yeah,
need to go for a run. She just needs new scents. She's trying to get out of your backyard or she's trying to dig through your backyard because she needs new stimulation. She's bored.
yeah.
It's that easy. Well, how do you do it? How is she not bored in your tiny little apartment in Boston? I said, Mom, I take her on a lot of walks. I know
Yeah.
that we go to the park behind my house so she can like do her business, but that's not her explore walk. If we're going to go on an explore walk, we're going to go and find new parks. We're going to go search for things. I'm feeding her in puzzles. I am giving her nose challenges. We're
Hmm.
taking her through her training. Like, you gotta know your dog.
Yeah. You gotta know your dog. They get bored and things happen. So that's not
Yeah.
like one of ours we have to worry about because she is definitely because we got pretty much we got all our dogs from the pound, but
Yep.
um and she definitely has separation anxiety.
Yeah.
Like if she can't see one of us, she will like lose her mind, and she goes nuts because I keep my office door closed
Mm-hmm.
where my wife doesn't. So they'll go in and because she works from home too, so they'll go in and out of
Yep.
her office and see her all day. But when she leaves to go do something and it's just me, they'll sit right outside my door and whine
Yeah.
because she's like, "Hello." I'm bored out here. Come pay attention to me.
Right.
And she doesn't even want to do anything. She just wants to like, she'll just lay down. She'll just come in here and lay down if I let her in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She just wants to be near you. And like you said, you just gotta know your dog.
Yeah, exactly. Um, so yeah, we're gonna keep looking for more canine cross races. Um, there needs to be more races that are longer than 5Ks. Like
Yeah.
I want to find a good like 5 mile 10K to do with her. I did see there is I think there's a dog obstacle race in Michigan in June, and I think they have a multi-lap option. And
There you go.
I would want to do that. But first I need to get her um trained to be a service dog so I can bring her on a plane because I'm not sticking her in cargo. And the thought of driving out to Michigan sounds really painful right now.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
I mean, just going to Michigan sounds painful.
Yeah, I like Michigan. I love Michigan. Michigan is where I was born. I have no
Oh,
problem going out there. I would much rather go out there for a Lions game than
yeah.
um, a jaunt in the woods because the different trails that I've ran in Michigan haven't been anything too spectacular, but I'm not ruling out going back to Michigan and racing. I did tough, I did Infinity in Michigan last year, so I can still get some good races out there.
I mean, eventually I'll go out there because I still want to. I have my goal of doing at least a 5K in every state.
Yeah.
So I'll have to go up there. I'll have to go into Michigan some point to do it.
Oh, you know what
It's like I've been
race
trying to figure out Ohio.
you know what race you need to run?
Which
I
one?
don't know. It's like the Detroit Marathon or half marathon or something where they go over the bridge into Canada.
Oh, I did see that one. I've looked into that one, and that is one I want to do.
Yeah, I have friends that have ran it. That's the race you need to do in Michigan.
Because then I could count Michigan and whatever part of Canada we go into. No.
I mean, it's Windsor. It's the armpit of Canada.
Yeah.
But no disrespect to Canadians. I love Canada. Canada is one of my favorite places to visit, and right now I'd much rather be in Canada. But Windsor, I stayed in Windsor once when we were coming back from like Niagara Falls. It was not a great place to visit. Hopefully they've cleaned it up since then. It's been like 10, 20 years. Oh my gosh, it's been 20 years since then.
Wow.
Because it was the summer before my senior year of high school. Yeah, it was 2005.
Wow.
So hopefully Windsor is in better conditions now.
Hopefully.
But yeah, you would be
Yeah,
going
I've wanted to
into
do that one.
Windsor.
Yeah, because
Hunt.
I did one of the, what was it? It was the terrain race or whatever. I did one of those in uh British Columbia once. So I've
Oh,
done,
okay,
yeah.
yeah.
Because living in Washington, it was one of those things we wanted to
Yeah,
go to
it's like
British
super
Columbia just to do
easy.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I've done the Ragnar race starts at the border of
Okay.
British Columbia, and we've got pictures of us jumping and forth back across the border, going, "Look, I'm in Canada. Look, I'm in U.S. I'm in Canada. I'm in the U.S."
And they didn't stop you at the border every time you jumped in and out?
No, it's 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 a curb. I have a bigger curb on my driveway than there is between the. I mean, it's like a 4-inch curb, and that's it. That's the entire border between the
Shut it
Canada and the
down.
U.S. right there.
Shut it down.
So yeah, we're just jumping back and forth across, and like one of our, I think our group picture, the three of us in the back are actually standing in Canada, and the other ones are standing in the U.S.
That's funny.
So yeah, it's so weird because you sit there and you think about like that border, and you think it's this big thing, and it's like no, there's like a 4-inch curb, and on the other side of that curb, there's a road, and then a house that's in Canada, and you're standing in the U.S.
Okay. We could
That's it.
totally veer off in this podcast and we're not going
Oh
to,
yeah,
but
no,
it's very enlightening to hear with things that happen in our country right now.
no,
Um,
because I'll be up there. I'm doing the Ragnar again this year, so.
oh,
I'm doing
nice.
Ragnar. Well, and that's the other thing that's nice too is I think because I do the Sisu race at the end of June and
Yep.
then I do the Ragnar. It's the second weekend in July, so there's 2 weeks between them. And last year I actually flew home and then flew back down So,
Yep.
or back up to Washington. And I'm thinking this year, I'm like, well, technically, as long as I have my laptop and internet,
You can work from anywhere.
yeah. So I'm gonna tell my boss, hey, I'm gonna be like working from Washington for 2 weeks. So I think I'm
Yeah.
just gonna go up there the Friday before Sisu, do the Sisu race, and then just stay up
Yeah.
there for 2 weeks.
Gone
Do
to visit
Ragnar.
family.
Yep. Do Ragnar, and then probably actually drive back. I think I'm gonna bring my Jeep back because
Oh,
my Jeep's
okay.
still in Washington. So
Oh,
uh,
perfect.
yeah, because I have a Jeep Cherokee up there that I'm gonna bring back.
Yeah. That's so great.
Yeah, which would be nice. Then I can have the Cherokee down here, and yeah, then there'll be
Yeah.
nothing but my kid, a couple kids up there to make me actually go to Washington. Well, I got brothers and sisters too, and whatever. But the kids,
Yeah.
they're the
But
important
the
part.
kids are a good reason to go.
They are. To go visit them occasionally. Plus, I do those 2 races every year up there. So,
Yeah. I need to
uh,
get to Sisu. I hate, I mean, we've talked about it. I hate that World's Toughest Mudder is so early this year.
hmm
I'm not even upset that they're sending us over to the UK for it. It's just it's too early
yeah,
in the year,
it should be later
especially
in the year.
especially coming off of November.
Yeah,
There's not enough time,
no,
but I think I'm gonna go out and do it because I have my black bib. I'm an elite
yeah,
contender. I gotta go.
yep. You got to go.
Gotta
You got to do
go.
it, and then we can talk about it, and you can tell us how great England is.
Yeah, yeah. Well, England is great. I love going over to England. I've been many
I've
times.
never, I've never been. I want to. I want to go over
Yeah.
there. So I really want to go to Ireland. Ireland just looks fascinating.
Ireland
It
is
looks
phenomenal.
beautiful to
I've
me.
been to Ireland twice. I don't know how many times I've been to the UK. Um, yeah,
Yeah,
they're all
I definitely
so
have to get over
great.
there, but I do agree. I think it's too early for the world's toughest. But I do like the idea because basically from the rumor that I've heard from the Tough Mudder Spartan people is that they're going to swap them both now each year. So if Spartan Worlds or Trifecta World Championships is in the U.S., then Worlds will be across the pond. And then the next year it'll be back in the US and Spartan Trifecta will be
The
probably
Spartan
Greece.
Ultra World Championship is like a week later in France. So like,
Yeah, the Ultra is. Yeah.
and like that would be comparable to World's Toughest Mudder.
Yeah. But they
So
do like
like
this the Trifecta Championship is the one that'll go back
nobody
and
runs
forth.
nobody was
Yeah.
running the Trifecta World Championship. I
But it was Greece. I think it's just Greece. And I think that's why they brought it back here because it's West Virginia this year, which is the only reason I go to West Virginia is because one, I need to mark that off check that state off, and I try and stay out of West Virginia because that's where my mom's side of the family is from, and they're up here. So, but
I'm
so
like
that'll, yeah.
I don't love the idea of racing full trifectas. I think it's so harsh on the body. Uh,
I do it just because for me it's gonna be if I'm gonna travel that far, I might as well.
yeah.
Because I'm not gonna. I don't travel much, and the only time I do the trifectas or even do Spartan anymore is if I'm doing it with
Yeah.
More Hearts and Scars or Dealers of Hope now, I guess is the new name.
Yeah.
But when I'm doing it with them, I go. But other than that,
Yeah.
I have no real urge, and I know
Yeah.
it sounds bad to say that to do Spartans.
Yeah. I really just would much rather run ultras. And the only reason I'm running Spartans this year is because I want to do the Killington Ultra. It's the last thing I really need to check off. I'm only running Jersey as like a way to test myself, but I'm not prepared for Jersey. I haven't ran more than an hour and 45 consecutively this training season. And like my mileage, I haven't hit 100 miles in a month yet. And I'm okay with that. Um, I am not prepared for Jersey. I haven't been thinking about Jersey, but I'm going to go out and do Jersey.
Yeah,
And then
you've
I
had a lot
am,
going on.
yeah, and then I am going to get serious and I'm going to go train a little bit more to do World's Toughest Mudder. And then I'm going to kick it up a notch again and get ready for Killington.
Well, I think that's one thing that gets like, when you start doing stuff like this that really gets people is people forget life happens. Crap
Yeah.
gets in the way. So
Yeah.
sometimes that messes with your training, and it's a matter of, I think, how you react to that. You have people that like, well, my training shot, guess I'm done for it. It's over. And you got other people like, okay, that month sucked. Now
Yeah.
what do I need to do this month to make it better? How do I get back to where I am? And I mean, that's the big difference. Like my February sucked because I was in
Yeah.
Spokane. I couldn't get, but I got more running and, some biking on the spin cycle in Spokane because you didn't do anything outside because it was 6 degrees out. But got a little bit of swimming in. Didn't get as much as I wanted, but I did what I could. And then in, April, March and April, I stepped it up. Or March, I stepped it up. And
Yeah.
now April, here we are, and we're gonna go for an Ironman.
Yeah. For me, I just didn't feel like myself. I hadn't been feeling like myself for a long time. And that affected literally everything for me. I had no drive to race, no drive to train. Um, I just was like, what next? The only thing that brought me joy was running with Midnight. And it's like, okay, I'm going to keep running with Midnight and we're going to find races and we're going to run together. And
Mhm.
then, I found myself again. I recentered and I made changes within my personal life that really needed to be made. And now I am in a much better place. And I am actually planning things and saying, okay, let's go do this. I'm, you know, something as stupid as like posting on social media or, taking pictures. Like, I
Mhm.
wasn't feeling like any of that. I didn't want to document anything that was going on in my life because I just didn't feel good. And now I'm like back to being me and I am planning my races. So, F it. Let's go out to Jersey and see what I can do on the Ultra.
Oh, you're gonna crush it. You'll do good.
I know I can
Um,
finish
yeah,
it.
yeah,
So I'll sign
oh
up
yeah.
Elite and I'll go and I'll finish it. And then I will reassess and say, okay, that probably is just kicked my butt. How do we make sure that Killington doesn't do more than kick my butt? Because it's going to kick my butt. That's the point of Killington. But how do I
But it
make
gives you that
sure?
starting point.
Yes. How do I make sure that I'm even more prepared for it?
So you can go through that, you do it and say, okay, this is where I am right now. This is where I need to be.
Yeah,
Now I can make a plan for that. But
exactly.
New Jersey's just it's your base. It's your
Yeah,
baseline.
Jersey is a baseline. That is all it is.
Hmm.
But I'm not, and I'm saying it here because I was planning on messaging my coach and being like, well, do you think I should downgrade to the Beast? I am not going to downgrade to the Beast. I don't need to downgrade to the Beast.
Yeah.
I know right now I can finish that Beast in three, 3.5-ish hours if I were to run that Beast. I don't want to run the Beast. I want to test myself over an entire day and do a ridiculously long mountain ultra finally.
Yeah, which will be good. Like I said,
Yeah.
it'll be a good baseline to tell you what you need to work on for Killington,
Yeah,
which just
yeah,
sounds horrible.
I
It's one
know.
it's never really been on my list.
It's got to be on your list. It's the most authentic Spartan race. You have to do it just once.
I know. I'm gonna have to go once. I mean,
It's gonna
like I said,
smack you in the mouth.
I need to get Vermont in, so I'm gonna have to look at that. I think this year is gonna be. I want to get the Ironman, and then after that, once I'm done with this weekend, I think I'm gonna reassess and kind of see what I want to do, what else I want to do with this year. But because, like I
Okay.
said, I think next fall, I'm gonna do either Arizona or Florida. 'Cause I think those are the last Ironmans of the year, like full Ironmans.
Okay.
I think they're in October and November. So
Okay.
I thought about doing the Texas one, but it is literally 2 weeks after the half.
Oh,
So they do Galveston, and then I think it might be 3 weeks. It's 2 or 3. They're both in April. So it's like the first weekend in April is Galveston. The last weekend in April, I think it is the full Ironman that comes out of the Woodlands, which
they're not
is
giving anybody any turnover
no.
time.
So it's like, and the Woodlands is like 20 minutes away from me. Like where the
Okay.
starting point of is, my good friend Jamie, you can look out her window over the start line of
Wow.
yeah. So she did it
Okay.
last year, and it was like 55-mile-per-hour headwinds on the way south.
Oh,
Oh, it was
wow.
brutal. You were
That's
watching her
insane.
time, and it was like she was doing like 13, 14 mile an hour on the way down, and then like 21, 22 miles an hour coming back because of the headwinds, and then coming back with that tailwind. So it was crazy. But right on. Oh, well, this has been a fun one. This has been a
This has
blast.
been fun.
This has been a
Yeah.
blast. We're gonna have to
Nice.
do one earlier so we can talk about,
Yeah,
how the
what
Ironman went.
happened,
Yep.
how it went, maybe dissect all the things.
Dissect all
Keep
things and
keep me honest about Jersey.
oh, you're gonna kick Jersey's butt.
Yes. Yes.
All right. Perfect.
Okay.
Well, it's
Awesome.
as always, it's been a blast talking to you.
This is so
Yeah,
much fun. I love
it
doing
is.
this.
So do I. So
Good luck this weekend. You are going to absolutely destroy it, and I am going to
thank
be
you.
tracking you every second of the way.
Perfect. I can't wait.
Awesome.
All right.
Good luck.
Thanks for listening to the BeastNet podcast. If you haven't done it yet, find us on Facebook, like and share the podcast. Give us a review on iTunes or Spotify. All these things will help to expand the show in the future. Don't forget to subscribe and let us know what you think and what you'd like to hear.